Oh, blimey, that's not good with the sun behind, is it? That's a bit better. How are we doing? Lovely. Let's just wait for a few of you to pop in the room. And then Bosh. See me dog out there, look. She's crazy, man. Right. What are natural rights? Let's talk about natural rights, shall we? Let's just have a cup of tea. I've just got home. Oh, I've been plastering. But what are natural rights? Natural right definition. John Locke. I think John Locke was a founding father, wasn't he, in America? Did he set up? What's that dog doing, man? She's going crazy over there. But it can't even settle down. Behave yourself. Nice to see you all. You all right? So we are creating a two-tier society now, whatever this, I don't like word society. Photixel, all right, mate, how you going? Cam Gray, all right, Squat, Celt Woman, how you doing, Treacle? You all right? Good, fantastic, nice to see you. Right, so natural rights are rights that you have when you are born. The idea first came up in ancient times, but was discussed most famously by English philosopher John Locke. Okay, in the 16th century, Locke said that the most important natural rights are life, liberty, and property. There are two types of rights. Natural rights are those that are not defined or dependent on the law or customs of any particular culture, tradition, rules, or government. And so the universal and unalienable, they cannot be repealed by human laws, though one can forfeit their enforcement through one's actions, such as violating someone else's rights. On the other hand, legal rights are those bestowed onto a person by a given legal system. They can be modified, repealed, and restrained by human laws. It's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. Nicola Newby, hello, darling. How are you? Nice to see you. So that's what natural rights are. In general, natural rights are moral rights that people would have no matter what their legal rights were, and even if there was no government and no laws. Alternatively, natural rights are fundamental rights based on universal natural law, as opposed to those based on man-made positive law. Do you think man-made law is positive? I don't. Natural rights when you're born, but not when you're birth. See, there you go. It's all in the language, isn't it? Natural right definition. Although there is no anonymity to which natural rights and natural rights is not, the widely held view is that nature endows every man and woman with certain unalienable rights that cannot be abrogated or interfered with by any government, and that whether or not these rights are enshrined in a national legal code, no government is lawful if it fails to uphold them. Look at that. So if any government fails to uphold your natural rights, then it's unlawful. If it don't uphold them. We will talk more about inalienable rights and alienable rights below. According to Merriam-Webster, natural rights is a right considered to be conferred by natural law. The idea of natural rights has been contrasted with earlier teachings about natural law that were grounded in more robust principles of reason and natural or divine technology. More important thinkers of early modern Europe subscribed to the vision of natural law without endorsing the doctrine on natural rights. Wow. So this is what natural rights is. So natural rights example, there are two types of natural rights, unalienable and alienable. What are unalienable rights? Unalienable rights are those which God gave to man at creation once and for all. By definition, since God granted such rights, government cannot take them away. The unalienable rights are fundamental parts of humanity, the basis of moral interaction between people, and are irrevocable. These are the rights that can never be forfeited. What are alienable rights? Alienable is a term from property law. It means transfer something. We alienate rights over property all the time by selling or giving the property away. For example, the rights I have over the sofa I just bought are alienable rights. If I sell the sofa to someone else, then I have alienated my right to use and dispose of that sofa. I have transferred those rights to the purchaser. But if someone breaks into my house and steals my sofa, because it is a sweet sofa. The fact that my rights over the sofa are alienable does not in any way lessen the fact that the individual who stole my sofa committed an injustice. It's powerful, isn't it? So what we've got is this two-tier thing now, where you can't travel, you can't go on holiday unless you've got everything that government want you to have. I'm sorry, guys, this government that you've got is a massive tyranny, a massive, massive, massive tyranny. They certainly don't uphold natural rights, which they should do. That's the only reason they exist, is to uphold natural rights. And here they are violating them every day. So, because I've chosen to protect my unalienable rights, I've decided within myself, which is my choice, my freedom, to not partake in the current situation with regards to doctors giving jibber jabbers, wearing of masks and sanitizers and all the other stuff that goes with it. But as a consequence of that now, the NHS and all these other outlets deem to say that I can't use them or access them because I'm not in the upper tier of the societal structure, which the sheer fact that we've shifted into a two-tiered people is no different from Nazi Germany. And that's how I'm going to say it. It's no different from Nazi Germany. I thought England was the land of the free, and I thought the English were a free people, free nation to make their own minds up, to go about their own business. What the hell's going on? That's the big thing for me. What the hell is going on? I can't stand it. God give us rights, Satan tries to take them away. You ain't kidding, brother. Unalienable rights were given by God. No one can take them away. That's absolutely true. Kelvin Tyrrell, I butterfly. All right, Gorge, nice to see you. Christians have the right to life through Yeshua. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Big time. That's a very powerful statement, actually. Watch your Davy lad. Eddie, how are you, darling? Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in as always. I've just finished plastering. I've done my first bit of plastering today, rolled it into the ceiling. I had a curve going up into the ceiling. I got it all nice. It was lovely. It takes a bit of time, though, to get it bang on. It really does. So now they're talking today about everything that's going to be going up, the cost of living, inflation going up to 4.8%. They're trying to squeeze you all. They're trying to squeeze you all. And they're doing it through covert means. They're doing it through the banking sector. They want to give you the impression that scarcity and you're all going to run out of this, that, and the other. Well, as I've said many times, it's a Hunger Games situation. We always used to be local people doing local things. So you'd keep everything local to your area and your people, and you'd know your tribe, and you'd swap things about. You might put a few root tiles up for a side of beef or a big fish or a few spuds. And this is how we used to be. But listen, we've descended into this massive big supermarkets. Even my village, I noticed a few years ago that they upped. This is the council. See, this is the devils that work inside the councils. They're trying their hardest to smash up our customs and traditions, because there's nothing nicer than a local butcher's, a local baker's, a local florist, this, that, the other, right? They shut down some shops in the high street. Now, how did they do that? They upped the rate so much that it wasn't viable for this bakery and these other shops to continue. So anyway, they shut down. And the fruit and veg shop in the village, which was a really good shop, I've done some work for the old boy, fixed his boiler last year, and he was telling me he just couldn't keep it afloat. It was just too expensive. They drove him out. This is what councils do. They're Nazis. They drove him out. But now, voila, we've got a massive, massive Sainsbury's. Now, everyone loves the Sainsbury's, but what they fail to realise, it's a niche market. And once they've got you by the balls and they're going to grip you, either they're just going to up the prices and fix the prices, or if they run out of stuff, then everyone's going to come a cropper, because your own local stuff, your own little small independents, I tip me hat off to anyone that's got a little small independent thing going. This is what government want. They want you shut down, and they do it by their financial systems and their Nazi style councils. And I don't care what you say, councils have got a Nazi regime about them, with the way they administer the council tax, and they say you've got no choice but to pay it. Well, you had no choice but to deal with the Nazis, right? Same thing. And they're creating this two-tier society, and they're not creating it. They have created it. They have now put a massive rip down through the people of this country, and everyone's just trying to get on and survive, and put food on the table. And it's going to get, they've said on the radio today, pensioners, and they're going to have to decide whether to heat or eat this Christmas. I mean, we're so much worth more than what we've got going on, guys. We really are. This country, our politicians are trying their hardest to destroy us. They want, I think they just want it all. I might as well just have it, But on the radio today, people are going to have to choose whether to heat or eat this Christmas. Do you know how ludicrous that is? Do you know how sad that is as a man of spirit and a man of wisdom? Do you know how sad that is to hear these words coming out of a radio telling you that you've got to make a choice whether to eat or eat, whether you're going into a nursing home and you're going to get midazolammed and topped off? Mate, we're far worse than the German Nazi party ever was, and I hope you can see it. And my family, they lost my ex-mother-in-law a year and a half, 2 years ago, and she was topped off. But my son even knows it. My son said, "Dad, something weird went on there." I'm like, "No, it weren't weird. They killed her. They ended her because the old people ain't got no value no more, have they? And the system deems that they're a burden." But I think only when the last tree's cut down and the last fish is plucked from the ocean and the last calf is carved up into meat will we all realise that we can't eat money. Then we might be on a different helm. But they are really pumping it right now. And apparently today all the ministers are being pulled over the coals about having second jobs and second incomes. And I personally think if you want to work and you want to serve the people, you should not have other jobs. You shouldn't have lobbyists. You shouldn't have business interests. I don't think so. I think if you want to serve your country, you cut ties with that. You go and serve your country. You just get the meager or 75, 80 grand a year. Pretty sure a lot of people can live on that, but they've all lost touch. And now I think the political system's really, really in for a kick in the pieces. I really do. So many of these ministers now, they're so dirty and sick. I mean, look at Chrissy Morris. What's just happened with Chrissy Morris locally, where he's trying to make changes in Malden District Council, and he's upset a couple of women in there, and one of the women sent her husband round to his house to have a word with him, Barry Stamp, and Barry got all aggressive. But Barry didn't realise that Chris is a professional boxer and cage fighter, and it didn't end very well for Barry, got to be honest with you. The man walked off with a couple of right shiners, and Chrissy didn't even break into a sweat, so God bless him. So more people like that. We need more people like Chrissy that's got the honesty about him. He's just getting his little wage from being a local councillor. He ain't interested. He's not a greedy man. We need people in that position, I guess, running stuff that ain't greedy, that consider others before themselves. If ever I was put in a position where I was looking after certain affairs for the people of this country, I would put you lot first. I would not put myself first. Not a chance. I just wouldn't, and I wouldn't, because to serve means to serve. It don't mean to smash up a people, and we're being royally rumped. We really are. Chris is doing all right, Ed. He's doing all right. Yeah, he's a lovely fella, isn't he, Eddie? Chrissy Morris is just a beautiful man. I hear Robin Hood might make a comeback. He is certainly making a comeback. Cayman. Kevin Tyrrell, if we get our black card, we can help the world. Yes, Kelvin. I'll have a chat with you, Kelv, a bit later on, bruv. I've got a bit of a bad knee at the minute. I've popped my knee out. It's doing a little bit of weird. I've got it all strapped up, so that's why I'm doing half a day. Not wearing a seatbelt. Good like a fancy dress, having another go at collecting money for not wearing a seatbelt. Unalienable rights, isn't it? You have a right to see. When that come out in the 70s, right? That you've got to wear a seatbelt, clunk click every trip with the paedophile Jimmy Savile. Look, guys, my channel, I'm going to talk the truth. I'm going to say things. See, most people in this country, they want their news served up like a steak Diane. They want it palatable. They don't like knowing that kids are being shagged in nursing homes. They don't like it when they get information that councils steal children and put them into the foster care for big bucks. They don't want to hear it. They just want a Stake Diane evening news, which is, you know, blowing smoke up their asses. Well, you ain't going to get that with the likes of me. We talk about real issues going on in the real world, and the solutions the solutions to these things. You know, we're going to start seeing it this winter. There's you've got no idea the amount of people that are going to perish. And I fail to see how people of my own country can do what they're doing for money. If I was a nurse and being asked to do stuff that was killing people and harming people, I'd walk away. I'd go on the dole. I'd go down to a soup kitchen and get a meal. I'd buy myself a sleeping bag, go and sleep in the woods. I'd do something like that. I could not, for cash or checks, harm people and see their demise and rob their houses, rob their properties. And that's all government's interested in, isn't it? That's all. Let's be honest. They're so in the trough. It's unbelievable. But I think they're being caught out now. I genuinely believe that the politicians of this country are absolutely being seen for the scoundrels that they really, really are. And I think we've got to stop glossing over and giving little attention to what they get up to. Everyone, when someone gets beat up by a copper, people go, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's just a one-off, isn't it?" I'm sorry, it wasn't just a one-off. And you turning a blind eye to it makes it harder for the next individual that's going to get beaten by the old bill, because that beating's going to be even worse. We've got coppers now dragging people out of cars and houses and putting their heads on the tarmac and standing on them with their jack boots. And mate, let me tell you, that's disgusting. The veil has been lifted, but still some can't see. You're right. You're right, Cayman. You're right. People can't see it. So, guys, it was just a little quick one today. I had the old natural rights, which are the most powerful thing you was ever born with. And the natural rights is your choice, your freedom. I know we've all forgotten about that. We are separate shards of the divine, and that we all have our own right to say yay or to say nay. That's what the Bible says. Make your nay be nay and your yay be yay. We all seem to think that we're all in this thing together. Now, whatever this is all in together, I don't get it. But I'm telling you now, you ain't in that club. You ain't in that club. We're all in it. Yeah, we're all in it together, aren't we? We're sink or swim. No, we're not all in it together. No, we're not. That's communism. That's fascism. That's lunacism. It's you can't be thinking right if you think that we're not. We're so not all in this together, and that's the truth of the matter. So you was born with natural rights, and you were born. You wasn't birthed. Remember this. You was born, and all these little tricks and these words and this magic system. The system just loves their magic. That's why they're called magistrates, because they're magicians. They're working in magic, the occult, the hidden hand, the things that you can't see, the way they blow their nose, they touch their glasses, the way they tap their gavels, all giving messages to other people in that court of what the hell's going on. You know, maybe a tea break, little wiggle of the glasses. We know what these judges get up to. They're sickos. They should be upholding our natural rights. All judges in this country should be upholding our natural rights. All politicians should be upholding their natural rights. That's the only reason they exist. No other reason. And quite clearly, they're unlawful when they're not upholding our natural rights and our freedoms and helping us along the way and bolstering us and supporting us. Then they're a tyranny, and they are a tyranny. And I hope you can see it. I really, really do. So from me this afternoon, and from that, I'm going to go and finish my cup of tea. Stay blessed, stay loved, stay focused. Focus your mind. You're not all in it together. You are individual. You have the right to make your own minds up of whether you want to have this put in your body or wear a mask or sanitize your hand or let the police put anal beads in you. It's your choice. It really, really is your choice. I choose to say no. I choose to say no, Boris. No. I choose to say go fuck yourself, Boris. I really do. And I like it. It's quite a powerful, emotive situation. I'll see you all soon. Take care. Love to all.